Greetings, this is going to be a quick video on authenticating to the Google Cloud Platform for Terraform. We'll be taking a look at two ways. The first one is the application default credentials. In this method, you run this command gcloud auth application default login from the root directory where you have your Terraform code. This will open up a browser window for you to authenticate to the Google Cloud Platform, and it stores the application default credentials in your local computer. Note that this should only be used for testing purposes and is not recommended for production environments. The second method is using a service account key. So first you create a service account, then you assign roles to the created service account. Rules are nothing but permissions that you grant to the service account. For example, the ability to be able to provision a virtual machine or destroy a GCS, a Google Cloud Storage bucket, etc. Then you create a JSON key for the service account, and once you create a JSON key, you have two options. One is you export the JSON key as an environment variable, or the second one is you use the reference key in the provider block. You reference this key that you created, the JSON key, in the provider block. When you export the JSON key as an environment variable, this is typically a method that's used when you're using Terraform along with a CI/CD pipeline, for example, GitLab CI. This is an example of how a Terraform service account JSON file looks like. And this is an example of how the credentials can be pointed to in your Terraform code in the provider block. Now let's take a look at a demo to understand all of this in more detail. So here on Visual Studio Code, I have two directories. I've named them ADC, which is application default credentials, and service account. So for my ADC, I'm going to go ahead and so as you can see here, I have a resource which is my first VM compute instance, and I have a provider block with the credentials commented out. So if I do Terraform, so let me go into the ADC directory. Now if I do Terraform init, I should download the provider for me. Now if we do a Terraform plant, this should fail because we do not have the credentials for the Google Cloud Platform. So it gives you the command that you can run to authenticate to Google Cloud. So we're going to copy that and paste it here. So this opens up a browser window from which you can log in to your Google Cloud Platform. And it now says that you're authenticated with the Google Cloud CLI. If we go back, you will see that this downloads and saves credentials to a file on your local computer. So now if we go ahead and run Terraform plan again, you can see that we have a plan. We can go ahead and run Terraform apply. This should create a virtual machine shortly. Let's go to our console page and hit refresh. We should see my first VM here shortly, or it should be called Terraform demo instance here shortly. Oh, okay, so there's an issue here. Error waiting for instance to create. This zone does not have enough resources to fulfill the request. Okay. Let's see. Let's try changing the zone to say A, and then apply. Hit yes. Do we see a VM here? Yes, we do. So a Terraform demo instance has been created. Now that we're done with this instance, I'm going to go ahead and destroy it. So this is one of the easiest ways that you can authenticate to the Google Cloud Platform. And as mentioned earlier, please do not use this in production. Okay, now let's take a look at the second method, which is by using a service account. So in this second method, this credential file is going to be used. So our first step, okay, this we've gone ahead and destroyed the instance that we've created previously. So I'm going to cd into this service account directory, and we only have the main.tf file here. So first we need to go to our console and then create a service account. So we can go to the navigation menu, hit IAM and admin, and click on service accounts. So here we'll create a new service account. We'll name this service account tf-svc, and we will say it's a service account to be used by Terraform for provisioning resources. Create and continue. We shall grant this a basic role of an editor. Note that in production, it is highly recommended that you follow the principle of least privilege and just grant the roles that the service account requires. This is too wide of a role to be used in production. I'm going to skip granting users access to the service account for now. Okay, once our service account has been created, go ahead and click on it. Then we can see the keys column here, the keys tab here, and we're going to go to add a key, and we're going to create a new key that's of the JSON type. Once we create a JSON type key, this private key gets stored on your computer. Okay, so now that I have this service account, if we take a look at the presentation earlier, we saw that we had two options with the service account. We can either export the JSON key as an environment variable, or we'll use the second method of referencing the key in the provider block. So for the second method, I'm going to save this in my Terraform directory, GCP auth service account. C.json, save. Now here we have tf-svc.json. If we run Terraform init here and then run Terraform plan, this plan fails again because we're not currently authenticated to the Google Cloud Platform. So in this credential, let's fix the path here and then say /tf-svc.json because it's in the same working directory. And let's try to run Terraform plan once again. And as you can see here, now Terraform is able to authenticate to Google Cloud Platform using this service account. We can go ahead and run Terraform apply. We can run auto approve as well. And this should create a virtual machine in the Google Cloud Platform. There we go. So now we have a Terraform-demo-instance being created in the Google Cloud Platform. We're running into the same issue again, where there are not enough resources available within this zone. So we can try another zone. Then refresh. There we go. Now if we refresh this on the console, we should see another Terraform demo instance. Perfect. Okay, once we are done, we can go ahead and do a cleanup and then say destroy. If I can spell destroy correctly. There we go. About a minute later, it should go ahead and clean up this instance from the Google Cloud Platform. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time.